Ciao, I'm Callista, and today I'm going to share the story of the sweater I am wearing. I just finished it. I am in love. It just got cold enough here in Colorado today that I could actually wear it and not be sweating. It's middle of September. I know it's gonna get too warm again, but I am loving it while it lasts. So I've been walking my kiddo to school most days, and it's about 3/4 of a mile one way. And it was cool enough this morning. I pulled out my sweater and I was just so excited. Just so you can get a full view here. The pattern is called In a Flurry by Jill Zielinski. Loved it. It's the first of her patterns that I've made. And it was just really a fun knit. Like I said, it's about middle of September now. I started it last December. So it took me a little over 9 months to make it. And that's really a long time for me. I'm usually a lot quicker. Just life happened, other projects happened. And as happens a lot of times when I'm making colorwork yoke sweaters, especially when it's top down. So I start at the neckline, go down the body, and then finally do the sleeves. What happens a lot of times is I'll knit the yoke in just a few days because it's so exciting, so fun. I just want to get to the next section and see what it looks like with the colors I've chosen. And so by the time I get to the body where it's just plain, in this case, it's just bunch of plain purple, same with the sleeves, bunch of plain purple, it just gets put to the back and not really finished until I finally say, Callista, you are going to want to wear that sweater, so get on it. And that's what happened. So one alteration I did make was the pattern says to go back to this neckline and knit some ribbing up here. I kind of like it this way. I'm going to wear it this way for a while. I kind of like the more open neckline. I just really like it. I may go back. I have enough yarn to go back and do it. I may do that. I may never do that. I may just do it like this. I think it will look pretty fun with like a button-down shirt underneath it. I don't actually have a button-down shirt that it would work with that, but I think it'd be cute. Probably won't happen. Another thing that I did a little bit differently than the pattern, you're going to find that I rarely knit patterns as written, is I did the size 3, which would have been too small of a size for me if I had done size 3 as written, but I did go up a needle size than what is recommended. And so it made it a little bit bigger and also just a little more slouchy, comfy. I don't know. It made the fabric a little less tight on its own. And so that's what I wanted for this sweater. I wanted it to be a little more comfy, cozy, loose. And so I knew that with this yarn that I use, which I'll get to in a second, I've done enough work with that yarn that I knew that that's the needle size I wanted to use. And so I went down a size for the pattern, but I still ended up with a sweater that was the right size for me. So, and then I also added a little bit of length. Almost virtually every sweater I make, I have to add length. I have an unusually long torso and unusually short legs for how tall I am. So I also have a bit of a roll there. So need a little bit more length. And I also like them a little longer. Like my pants come right here. That's how I like my sweaters to fit. And so I think I ended up with 2 or 3 more inches on the body waist part. The yarn I chose was Swish by Knit Picks. This is their DK. They also have a worsted weight. I like the DK for sweaters. It's thick enough that the knitting goes quicker, but not so thick that I have such a thick sweater I'm sweating when I'm inside. So this color Haze Heather, that's the lighter purple, Dove Heather, a little bit of allspice in there, and Indigo Heather. I still have 2, I think, balls of this Indigo Heather that I didn't use. I needed 2 of the gray. So this is what's left of the second one of the gray. And then I only had one, I believe, of each of these two colors, and that was plenty. And I used size 7 needles for the sweater. I think it called for 6, so that I used size 7. I generally get gauge with whatever needles the yarn calls for or the pattern calls for. I do get that gauge just to kind of give you an idea. Some people usually have to go up or down a needle size generally to get the right gauge, and nothing wrong with that. It's just something you need to know so that you get the right gauge and use the right needles. But I do usually get the right gauge. In this case, I just wanted it to be a little more relaxed. Maybe that's the word I've been looking for this whole time. Relaxed. I want it to be a relaxed sweater. So, and then I did go up to size 8 for the color work yoke. A lot of times people need to go up a size when they're doing color work and working with more than one color at a time, because their knitting gets tighter when they're working with more than one color. And if you can see here, this is the inside. You're pulling the color that you're not working with along the back of the work, and that can sometimes pull the gauge in, make it smaller, so you need to go up a needle size for that even too. So the sweater ended up weighing 504 grams when I was all done, and so that means I used just a little tiny bit over 10 balls of that Swish DK. So and that was for really the size 4. I needed a little over 10 balls of the DK, which meant I used 1,239 yards. Thank you, Ravelry, for doing that math for me. So I think that's about it for my In a Flurry sweater. Thank you, Jill Zielinski, for this wonderful pattern. I really loved it. I'm gonna go see what else she has, because that's kind of what I do a lot, is find a designer I like and knit several of their patterns. So hope you're having a good day. And if you are looking to get started on your knitting journey, or if you already know how to knit but want to take your skills up a notch, join us over at Learn Knitting Now, and I would love to teach you whatever it is you're wanting to learn. I have things from very, very basic infinity scarf and hat, all the way to some cables, color work, things like that.